flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Send roll call.
Sure. Cindy Reno. Here. Isabel Fontaine. Here. Krista Rose.
Here.
Colleen Walsh. Here. Dan Burnham.
Here. Thank you. Next item is the presentation of the agenda. Is there anything anybody would like added or removed from the agenda tonight? Hearing none, can I get a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Support? All fair say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Next item we have is public comment on agenda items only. Any public comment on agenda items only at this time? Okay, hearing none, we'll go on to the approval of minutes from the August 14th, 2024 regular board meeting. Has everybody had an opportunity to review your minutes from that meeting? If so, a motion would be in order to approve minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Any support?
Support.
All fair say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item we have is the consent agenda. We have the building department report, EMS report, office manager report, and the planning commission report. Is there anything anybody would like to remove from the consent agenda tonight? Hearing none, can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Support?
I'll support.
All fair say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion's carried. Next item we have tonight are the financial reports. Has everybody had an opportunity to review those? Or have any questions?
Why's the gas bill so low? It's only $24.
I know. Enjoy it while you got it. Who's Eddie Spurgeon's?
Very last. I thought we were on a budget or
Oh, with the gas?
yeah.
They're
Oh,
fluctuates.
okay.
Yeah, they'll be high in the winter and low
Yeah.
this time. Yeah. Kathy Spurgeon for WE, what is it? Week ending 8/16, that's a cleaning lady. Oh, okay. I didn't know her name yet.
Any other questions for Kevin? Okay. Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the paid bills as presented?
So moved.
Support? All fair say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next item we have is the treasurer's report.
In the general fund, swear funds, we have $1,706,963.94. Tax disbursement, $1,449,152.48. Recreation, $444,939.57. Investment accounts, $249,706.46. The cash left in North Star available, $7,801.17. PR account, $18,282.41. And the other accounts are at $31,742.41. Tom and I were talking earlier today, and we will be writing, Thursday next week, we will be writing checks on their taxes. Early in the week, their taxes are due Monday, so probably Tuesday, we'll get them all back, tax account one question. Yep.
Any questions for our treasurer?
Are the taxes, everything seemed to be coming in or way behind?
Same.
Yeah.
Thanks, always.
I will say your kite donations are amazing.
Judy rocks.
I'm telling you,
Thank you.
pretty much paid for your whole
Yep.
day and some.
Any other questions for Cindy before you vote? Hearing none, then the treasurer's report will stand as presented. Thank you. Next item we have is farmland preservation.
Yes, our next meeting will be in October, and at that time, we're going to go over our 2 applications that we have to get them ready. We'll start putting together a grant. Yeah, we have one from Bruce and one from Richmond, and the county will start putting the grant application together, and the state will probably request them sometime in December. So that's where we're at right now.
Was the one in Bruce Bevel like that? No.
No, he was going to, but then he decided not to. He's reapplying.
Next question. Any questions for Bert? Okay, well, thank you, Bert. Next item we have tonight is the building report. I know Jeff's not here, but is there anything anybody would like me to take back to Jeff this month? Next item we have is the assessor's report. Anything anybody would like me to take back to Christine this month? Township library report, Lee.
I don't have anything for the library report this time.
First time ever.
It is the first time ever. However, we are to, it's really important if we can get some people to start clicking on the link from our page to their page. So we're going to talk about revamping that page to bring some more attention to it. Other than that would be currently.
All right, well, thank you. Great. Next item we have tonight is recreation report.
So our kite flying event is this Saturday from noon until 3. As Kathy mentioned, Judy Murphy, God bless her, got totally almost $1,000 in donations, so that will pretty much cover everything that we expect for this event. Again, that's from 12 until 3. Hopefully it will be a nice day. We will be meeting, usually we meet the third Wednesday of the month, but we're going to meet tomorrow night at the senior center so that we can make sure it's set up and we can make sure we have enough kites, et cetera, ready to go. We are going to have a Halloween event on the 19th of October from 12 until 2. We did the trunk or treat last year. We had some wonderful people that showed up with their trunks, but not a ton of them. So we are still considering doing that, but also having some other activities for the kids to do, some games to play, and some decorating of trick or treat bags and things of that nature. Luckily, we do have an elementary school teacher on our board, and she's pretty good at all that stuff. And we did decide on December 10th, 2024 at 6 p.m. for the Santa event.
What day was it?
December 10th, 2024 at 6 p.m. I'll say it's a Tuesday or a Thursday. They worked good last year. That was a big success this time. And that's all I got.
Any further questions for Tim?
What did you make out with Christian? I see they worked the ground. Do they know that we are
Yes.
moving ahead?
Yes.
Okay.
They do.
They know the situation.
Anything else? All right, well, thank you so much. Next item we have will be the NEMC report. Anything new to report?
We will have some taping of the kite event from, it'll be aired on Channel 6. And there's also a request from Bill that he was looking for some events or things, anything that we would like to have put out to all the communities so that they can put it on their, like their billboard. What's it called?
Bulletin board.
Oh, yeah, their
Yep.
bulletin board, yeah. So we can just start like the kite flying. I guess we just email him and he'll put it up there so that everybody will know. That would be a great idea to think, yeah, for every event that we have, or something that goes on in our community, anything that we want other people to know, just so that it's filled. The whole area.
Yeah, it just said communities don't take advantage of that enough.
Right. Yeah, it'd be great. So we haven't really did too many other things that were going on, other than we're always looking for new people to tape. Always looking. Tell your friends.
Over 18.
Over 18.
Okay, any questions for Mike at NEMC? Okay. Moving down to unfinished business. First item we have on there, we've been on there all year, the Richmond update. I still have nothing new coming from my end on that. I do certainly let you guys know. It's been pretty quiet. And you probably want to keep that on there just to keep revisiting. Moving down to drain discussion. I see we have an update about your conversation on 26. Thank you for that. Is there any further discussion at this point you want to have on here?
I guess I just wanted to bring up, so it's out there. Vernon and I did call Mr. Russ on the 24th and just discussed with him some of his concerns. We invited him to a meeting on that Monday following at wanted to get input from the farming community to see, you know, he had some thoughts on what he thought maybe where we should start, but he did want to get input from other farmers. And so I have spoken to Vern, and we're kind of thinking that maybe we will get meetings with them one-on-one at some point, but I know we've got to keep moving on this to make sure that this gets addressed. I'm not sure how to do this properly, I don't know if Mr. Russ or Don Brown wanted to say something regarding that. I don't know if they're interested in that, but they're both here. I don't know if they had anything to share.
I know Mr. Brown said he would at the end.
At the end, okay.
Yeah, specifically to be at the end, so.
Okay.
Well, I mean, at the end, whatever the discussion is, right now it's probably a good time.
Okay, no, that'd be perfect, whatever you want to do. Absolutely.
Drainage is a big issue, trying to clear drains. I've been a commissioner on this north end of the county for a long time. The drainage situation, the county hasn't been able to keep up until recently, until we gave Candace Miller a lot of money to have match programs so she can match county drains being cleaned out. And she's done some work in that. I called down there today and I talked to her, and she got her finance people involved. 2023, the county, I worked at some on the Shaper drain, and they spent $17,500 on funds for that drain. And the Gillette drain, they spent $24,574 for that one. And then they got a line item there for personnel of $3,000, so that was $45,000 that the county spent on drain cleanouts in the county up here in Richmond. And the funding sources were the match program, and township had matched at $12,500, and then there was some drain funds that have been available in the drain account out here that she used $10,500 for that. And so that was the $22,506 for the match for 2023, so that's pretty close to the deal. Last of this year, the Shaper drain, $413 you spent on it. And then the log drain, $18,431. So $18,844 is what the county spent this year in Richmond Township on those two drains. And so there was some county or building that hasn't crossed paths yet in terms of the match she finds a way for it. What she made very clear to me was she's happy to continue to work up here, happy to work with the township. You send the priorities to her, what the drains you want cleaned out, with the community's input, obviously. We'll find a way to get it done. It's 50-50 match program. You can see she's pretty flexible with, making things go and, understanding that your budgets, and many other communities, especially in the north end, budgets are tighter than others in the south end. It's willing to work with you and figure it out and make it happen. But that 50-50, that match program is available. It's helping get a lot of work done. So there's work needs to be done up here and ready to get to work on it. So the township tells us what the priorities are, and we'll be there to help get it done, help finance it, and get engineering done, whatever needs to be done, and clean up. Fortunately, this community's got people willing to pitch in. I mean, that community has kind of stepped up and did a lot of work in those drains, and that's great. I mean, that's important. I mean, it's everyone's benefit to pitch in, do what they can, help out, and so technically, it's kind of responsibility. On another issue related to drains, they're not Polk County drains that fall under the Public Works Department of Roads. I've started a conversation with the Department of Roads, and we're now working on a program to do a similar program for road ditching and culverts for road ditches. St. Clair County's got a program that they do, and we're getting some more information from them on how they work the program out. But it'll be a match program similar to what we're doing with the drain program for the county drains. So it's not done yet. I don't have much details. I'm waiting for a budget number to come from the administration, county executive's office, because we're going into budget time now next month, and so hopefully we'll be able to roll it into the county budget and be able to come out here and say, listen, we get something. Those road ditches are just as important as those county drains, because they're connectors to, taking water from the county roads down to the county drains and vice versa. So And they're definitely in poor shape, they can't keep up. And so we get a little bit of general fund money maybe put in there, whatever, we allocate some of their Act 51 monies towards it. But there's gonna be more resources put to that program and get that work done out here again. Southland doesn't have much of these problems because they, they went through this phase, 50 years ago. But we still have problems, and we're gonna try to get them addressed in short order, so. We're doing something about that, stay tuned for that, but again, Candace stands ready to continue to help, get these drains cleaned out, township's cooperation, just point the direction, and keep going. So,
Thank you so much.
is there any questions about anything? Any concerns?
Morning. So we haven't gotten the bill on the log drain yet.
We haven't gotten, I
No.
have not received any.
Well, I don't think there's pretty much been just a gentleman's agreement, just an agreement, I think there's been a handshake agreement about
Yeah.
understanding that it would be 50/50 costs.
Yeah,
I kind of recommended her, so that probably needs to be tightened up a little bit, because just so there's no misunderstandings, order
So-
changing.
I guess my question to you, Don, then, when you got it down here, the log drain was 18,431. Is that our share, or is that what the total cost?
That's what they pull out of the matching funds, I believe.
Okay.
So this came from Public Works, so my sense is that those funds came out of the matching funds that we have budgeted for her.
Okay.
So that may be part of the, I understand what you're saying, is our half not included in that total cost?
Yeah.
And that's a good question, I'm not sure.
Okay. 'Cause
But I'll get with Cindy and the clerk, everyone, we can get hold of them, clear that up.
Because the reason I'm asking, because if the 18,000 was the total cost, that means we would owe 9, we put 25 in there.
Right,
We would still have.
Yeah, we have some credits.
Yeah, some credits, or even if this is our share, we'd still have $6,000 available till next June. Well,
Well, that's right, because she said the rest of 24 to spend the remaining match funds. It's the little location there, so there may be, I don't know how much that is and how much it will do, but,
yeah,
but that's her office, that's more detail, but we can do
yeah,
that, but.
yeah, it'd be nice to have the clarification on this so we know how much. Because what I was getting at, our budget is in the middle of June, July 1st. We could go, like next year, whatever we got left, if we got 6,000 this year, we put another 25, 30 in there. We could have $36,000 for next year to do drain,
So I guess my question is I have to send the 25,000 still. She needs the 25,000 from us. And then you want the priority list to go with that check down to Candace?
Yeah, if you want to.
So you're gonna-
If it makes with your timing, it's just.
Well, it'd be
It
best to
makes sense,
send it
yeah,
together.
for sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Is that how it's supposed to be done, or do they bill us for what they do?
We've always gotten a bill in the past,
Yeah.
but like Don said, you pledge the money, we could send them.
Well- Did we pledge it to them, or did we just say we were going to do that? And as they bill us, as they get work done, they bill us, and then, okay, we got so much left, they can do another section, and they bill us again, and we use them.
Well, you need to we'll get you a bill on that.
Yeah.
6 of one hand, they have the other, you guys tell me what you want me to pay.
And when we paid the match, and then because last year they did absolutely way more than 50% match.
Yeah, they did.
They actually had that listed out how much they did, which was, what, 38,000?
Yeah, I was gonna say 37 some, we
Or
put
they actually
in
spelled out,
12,000.
Richmond Township portion was 12,500. That's what
Wonder
it
if
said.
they get an
And that's
in-kind
all
credit.
I've paid up to this point, not really.
Yeah.
So the 25,000 I should wait for.
Really, yeah, don't send a check, just, I'll go back to that.
I'll work on the priority list.
Priorities are good though.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So that's 50,000, you take off that 18,
Yeah,
that's still the difference.
yeah, that's,
I wonder if you, playing against them a little bit, but maybe we should get credit for all the work those guys did.
oh, I don't know if they got any
I
credit.
mean, you gotta say about
Hey,
it.
Randy, do you know if John got paid at all for that, or credit for that? Not to my knowledge.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't think so.
But I'm not that close to it.
Yeah,
We
that's
don't,
fine.
I think so, we're paying attention. So, but anyway, the good news is, and I'm glad to hear the township's committing money to it. because,
Yeah.
I mean, as a commissioner, I spend more time dealing with roads and drainage issues than a lot of my budget. I'm glad I got busier now being chairman down there, but still, my constituent work is roads and drains all the time, and especially when it rains. So it just brings out all the woods. But a lot of these culverts are small, they're old, they're corroded, some are undersized. And now with the rain events being so large, maybe we need to increase the standards so that those drains are bigger culverts and move that water down faster, all the way down to the appropriate place where it goes. And we gotta get those road ditches cleaned out so that water can get down there, because otherwise it backs up. So it's all connected, you know. So, all right, that's all I got for you, but just wanted to
Thank you.
Thanks, Don.
thank Randy too, you know, you put me to the meeting here is going on, and I know you guys have been here in prior discussion with the ditches before. So, we got new management down on, so things are getting done now, so, out here, so I'm glad about that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just one thing we did come up on our meeting with Dan and with Randy. I believe Dan wants to do the shaper, he wants to finish the shaper drain. They've done some work out there, they haven't finished it. So I believe that's probably where they're gonna go. I don't know, he didn't promise us that they do any more work this year, but they might. And if they do, they'll come in and do the shaper drain. So what we need to do, or what the committee would need to do, is prioritize where they want these, what grades we want cleaned up. We've got some ideas, but that's where we need to, like Cindy said, if we go out and ask the farmers individually even, to get some idea of what's going on, you know, what's their feeling, if a drain affects their property, doesn't need to be cleaned where, you know, and that stuff. So I thought the meeting with Dan, with Randy,
Me too.
went pretty good. I thought we come up with a kind of a agreement or understanding of where we're going with this, hopefully.
Excellent. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for all the information, typing that up, and here's Don, thank you so much. All right, anything further before we carry on? Good. All right, thank you all for that. Moving on to new business, first item we have would be the reappointment of Paul Stewart to the zoning board of appeals. I am recommending that the board approves the reappointment of Paul Stewart to the Richmond Township zoning board of appeals with a term to expire on October 9, 2027. All fair side?
Aye.
Thank you so much. Next item we have is the priority waste discussion. It's not much of a discussion this month. After the last meeting, the board wanted me to get a contract over to Sharon for review. Since we only had a price sheet, not a full contract, I asked him to make a contact. Please put all that information that he presented to us in form of a full contract. And hardly went back and forth with them, but can't get a response out of them yet to get that, so I can get it to Sharon for review. So I sent him a message and copied Sharon 8 days ago, and I got no response. So I'll send another one tomorrow, also including Sharon on, just trying to get priority moving forward, providing a contract so she can actually review the contract.
Doesn't town need it by a certain time for taxes?
We will need a number no later than the first week of November.
Which hopefully we should be able to do that.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
I thought I'd have it reviewed by Sharon and for approval tonight, but I would hope by November we can certainly do that.
I have a concern about that, only because I've gotten some inside information, I guess, apparently. But are we going to for sure have a recycling, because apparently nothing's getting recycled? It's all going to the same place.
Yeah.
I saw a video,
They came to us with that
and
before.
now it's reported.
Yeah, we know that, but we're still on.
We're
So
saying,
you still want to recycle and pay for it, even though it's not doing anything?
if you take the recycle out of our contract,
Yeah.
people are not going to get it, but I understand that it's questionable where it goes. but
Yeah.
How can we as a board regulate that and decide, you know,
Doesn't it incinerate it?
they shut the incinerator.
Yeah. Okay.
That's been going on for some
People,
time.
we can tell people, this depends on the cost of the garbage pickup, I guess.
Now, they have invited the board down to the facility to see all this too. so
They
that-
did, I'd love to go.
Okay, I will make sure you have the contact. There's a couple, I'll make
I
sure.
haven't
you-
gone.
I love it.
I haven't, but sure, I would love to know who to talk to about that. Or if we would connect that person, yeah, I'd love to go.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, when we're doing the contract with it, we can bring that up to them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't expire until the end of the year, so I mean, even if they provide them to us, obviously we need numbers by November.
Maybe we could get it taped.
We're looking at you.
Yeah, I noticed.
Maybe you could tape it so we could just have, this is, show our community, listen, it's really not happening. Do you want to keep paying for something that's
Would
really?
you guys invite them to the next meeting?
Yes. wouldn't that be-
Great idea.
Sure. With it?
Like it.
Yeah, maybe that would be helpful.
Good idea.
Okay. Wonderful. Then we could ask them personally, and then they could say something rather than it just be from the video I saw.
Perfect. Okay. I look forward to that one, so. Okay, perfect. Anything else on that? Anyone? Okay. Next item we have is the office staff position. Is there a motion to discuss?
I'll make a motion.
Support?
Support.
Okay, so we briefly talked about this at the last meeting, and the board agreed that we could go in greater detail at this meeting. With Chris Brickle, she will be on the board as of November 20th. Her position will be open. So I think we had a timeline of how I had given to you how I was looking to hopefully go about getting resumes, etc. If we get approval, and this is up for change, up for discussion, this is my thoughts. If you guys want to change it, I'll write this down and we'll go from there. But if you give approval to going forward with this, I would like to get the notice to both newspapers and for Chris to post on the website so we can have it in the newspaper between 9:25 and 10:09 will be when the dates are open for people to drop off, send, or email their resume to the township clerk, resume, cover letter, couple of letters of recommendation if they have that. If not, that's okay, but that will all be in the ad. The ad will be super lengthy, pretty much to the point, but it will say that. The day after that, a committee of 2 board members can look at the applications and have a discussion and hopefully come up with the top 5 candidates, hoping that we get that many applications. I don't know in this day and age how hard that's going to be, but that's the hope. And then set up interviews for the week of October 20th. And I have a recommendation to the township board for the 11/14 meeting. Now that only, if that person can start the next Monday, which you don't know if they can, that only leaves a couple of days before Chris would take her new position. So again, that's why this is up for discussion. Do we want to, if you give me the go-ahead, do you want me to try to get something in the newspapers tomorrow that might be, I think I put a calendar in here somewhere, I feel like I did. Yeah, so what is today, is September 11. So if I get them something by end of day tomorrow, it could probably be on the 16th on the Macomb Daily, and Kathy, would I have time to get it in the voice by the 18th? So I would have, so if you wanted me to do that, then we move up, we have them submit their, say, give them till October 2nd, that'll give them 2 weeks. And then whoever those 2 members are of the board would have to try to get some interviews in like the 7th and 8th, or even that weekend, because then the board meeting is going to be the 9th of October. We could do that and move it up a month so that, possibly that would allow a month of training, which would probably be a lot better. want to fast track it on that schedule I just discussed, or how do you guys feel about that?
So are we asking for an office manager?
So I would like to change the name of the position to office administrator and building department administrative assistant. So I did also send a job description. I think, as I said in my cover memo, this has zero to do with the job that's been done by the excellent office manager that we have now. Nothing to do with that. It's just, I think, anytime you make a change in that position, we're not asking Chris to learn anything new about that job. We would be hiring someone new, and it would be, that's what they would come in doing. You know, and the new job description, have you guys all over at the job description at all? It just mainly fosters an environment of more teamwork between the people that work in the office. I know that we had charged the office manager with something I guess she probably was not super comfortable with. Again, no reflection at all, but having to discipline staff, I think that probably should be a job of the personnel committee. You know, which is not to say that that person would not, if they had concern, they would still have to write the concern up, and they would have to give it to the personnel committee, and that would be a part of the record for that employee, whoever it was. Just taking some of the onus off of whoever we would hire in that position to be the heavy. I think if you have a big staff and you have somebody that's over 25 people and you don't have to work in such close quarters, it may not be as uncomfortable to do that. But I feel like when there's 3 people in an office, that could get, it would be more comfortable to work doing that. So I think the basic change that I suggested is to do that. I made a couple changes to maybe some reporting that I would like to see them do, and I don't even know if they're, you know, we've talked about, I know Chris keeps track of, and feel free to interrupt, please, if I say something that's incorrect. Complaints that come into the office, and, you know, maybe the township board should get an update on that, if there is any or none at all, quarterly or semi-annually or something like that, you know, just to see. We don't have town complaints that come in, do we? You know, but I mean, that was just something I thought we had talked about doing. Maybe changing our filing system a little, reorganizing that. Again, no reflection on what it is now, but maybe just updating it, bring some new stuff into it, maybe new equipment or new files and things of that nature. Not a lot of big changes. The biggest thing, like I said, is you taking the onus off of that person to discipline the 2 other staff members that are there. So, okay, you're all looking at any questions?
I just have this, I mean, I'm just looking at this job duties, this coach and discipline office head.
No, not the new one doesn't say that.
Oh, I was thinking, wow, that's.
No, the new one does not say that.
Oh, okay, but that was the new one that you sent us in the mail.
I started doing Sunday.
Email.
In email.
An email that says
Yes.
coach and oversee office.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm fine with all of that. I don't, my question would be, for interviewing, would it be smart for us or wrong or what, to have Chris in on the interviews? Because she's going to be part of the board, and she knows the job, and she's probably going to be, well, we know she's going to be the one doing the
I'd be
training.
for that. Would you be willing to do that? Yeah. Okay. I think that's a
And
good
then
idea.
I think the other person really should be you, Cindy, because you're going to be the supervisor. And that's really, you're going to be the one kind of,
directing the office, in my opinion. I don't know. But, I mean, if you don't want to do it, I mean, one of us can do it.
I'd be absolutely happy to do that. decided how we will do the interviews. The job description is satisfactory.
Yeah. I was looking at it online, I mean, all the red.
Right, the red, yeah, and a lot of that is just more explanation of the one-liner. And as I said in the memo, I think a lot of times these are living documents just based on, you know, I don't know how long ago we decided to have an office manager. How long have you been office manager?
I've been 7 years, but Debbie's probably been there, 4 years before me.
That's what I thought. So it's been well over 10 years. And there's been changes. And so I think this is an opportunity we have right now to address that.
I like the changes, pretty changes that we can.
So
Can you date it though?
what I will do is if you guys go ahead and will approve that job description tonight, as it's written, I will update it and I will put effective today's date on the bottom and get it back to you. So I guess that's one thing I would need is approval of that as it's written, and then some direction on how you want me to move forward with. Do you want me to start the advertising or else somebody can interview and I can go on and? Okay.
Take as much time as possible, even if they could start that week, at least there's still 3 more weeks.
Okay. So then, Chris, in the morning, I'll be sending you the updated job description to post on the website with a little announcement that we're looking for someone. So, and I guess I also recommended in there $20 an hour to start.
Would it depend upon how much the person that's, you know, their experience level, wouldn't you, well, I guess you'd have to really, I don't think you post that. I don't think you post that income, do you, when you're posting the job position, do you necessarily have to do that?
Well, I feel like people are going to be curious because I think that if someone looks
Could
at
it be a
the
range?
Possibly.
I'm more for posting.
I would like to see an
Because
amount.
people will either,
Yeah, if they look at it, they say, I'm not doing that for $20, so they're not even gonna bother. Or if they say, wow, that's great, because I'm close to home and whatever.
in the past, we've done that way. You post what you want.
Now, when you said range, what do you
Well,
mean?
I'm just saying, because I think of it as myself, if I was looking for a teaching position, and they have a range. Your range is from whatever, yeah, depending upon your experience.
What would you think a range would be, then, like $18 to $21,
Oh,
or?
I was just thinking 20 to 23.
Just for me personally, I'm not sure I would want to pay someone what someone who's had experience for all those years is making or not.
How does someone that was going to apply for the job then seem to
They still don't have the experience here in our township. That's just how I feel.
I can see your point.
Yep.
Just look at the range.
Okay, and I'd be fine with the range 18 to 21, 19 to 21. I don't know, what do you guys
You're still
think?
gonna have to pick the amount though at some point.
But I know what you're saying, like in there, we can put, range 19 to $21 an hour.
That's not a bad range. You're gonna do a range.
You can select the individual, you can just base.
Yeah, if we are lucky to find someone that's had experience in building permits, and Chris doesn't have to train them on that,
And she'll know by listening and looking at their resume.
if they actually have it or not. We'd be able to talk to them and know if they have experience with BSNA, or if they're just telling us they really don't. So, okay, so, I'll need approval on the job description, if I can get it as written, I will update it, and send a new description to you, and you, Ms. Kathy.
Sure.
And then just, if you're giving me consensus direction to go ahead and start the process tomorrow.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Okay.
Support?
Support.
Aye. Thank you. I will get that stuff out tomorrow.
Okay, next item we have is just the week's construction update. Should be fairly simple. I know everybody's been on a string of emails over the last week, 2 weeks possibly, and little updates here and there. Just the long and the short, make it easy, is that there were some unresolved issues with the fire suppression system. And before issuing any permits allowing them to move forward, we asked for Tim Blackwood, our fire professional, to review the plans and send approval to our building department And that seemed to be a little difficult for the contractor to understand at first, but once we had a special meeting last Friday, we're here, for really kind of put the nail in the coffin with your comment, but I think they understood very clearly after that. And just this morning, I received the email saying a set of plans with all the fire suppression has been sent over to Mr. Blackwood. He could not get to reviewing them today, but most likely tomorrow, and we'll have results by the end of the week. And once he does that, he's going to send a letter to our building department, for Chris, and we will be fine to move forward once we have things approval. There's no need for further meetings or votes or anything. That's all we asked for was his approval. So it looks like it's going in a good direction. It should be resolved by the end of this week.
And then when does that mean they can move forward and start actually building?
Probably Monday morning, they can come in and pull the appropriate permits,
Awesome.
and then they can start moving around. We don't want to slow it down anymore, but we want to make sure everything's covered prior to before.
That was a really great productive meeting.
It was, yes, it was
You
excellent.
guys did a good job with that one.
Thank you.
Any questions on that?
Thank you.
Is there any questions? No. Good. Okay, next item, we just have items for next agenda. Yes.
We're going to ask the butcher coach to come here with garbage.
Oh, yeah. And then all the staff this year,
Yeah,
yeah.
hopefully we'll have a recommendation
For
for that. That would be good.
Anything comes up, let us know, we'll get it on there for you. Next item we have will be called to the board. Call to the board today.
What do they do with the school section? They said they were going to close it down on,
Probably Friday.
they're just going to revise it.
We're gonna redo the intersection up here with that giant hole that you park it every time you pull to the stop sign, and then resurface it down to, west of Little Lake by Road. So you don't do asphalt. So we're gonna mill up to our new asphalt for our decelerating, not seeing with anything that we put out there. We're just gonna mill up to it so they can put the new road up to it.
They're still going to be on 19 too, aren't they?
Eventually.
I heard they're going to start next week.
Not over here. They're gonna finish, the north.
Just in town.
They're gonna finish the north section north of Memphis.
Oh.
Maybe next year get south of Memphis, but they're focusing down south end of Lennox.
Oh, okay, I thought they were going to start to do this.
Yeah, nothing here for a while, from what I understand. That's all I'm done, and that's all I can get out of it.
Yeah.
Nothing next week.
When are they going to do or did they already do that fragment application?
That's, we're in that program, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, when I was at one of my PDR meetings, supervisor from Ray kind of mentioned that we weren't in on it.
I get the message from that Amanda, just that we're out looking, we're getting our areas nailed now, we're getting ready to do this. And
I just talked to Chris Pond 2 days
Well,
ago.
it's kind of late for it now.
we're definitely in it.
No. They're going to do the mapping first,
Yeah.
towards the fall, and then they're going to start. They have to spray it in the fall, right?
I believe so. They've been working on the mapping with
Right.
last
They did
month's
the
area.
drone mapping of the township, and then, yeah, they're going to start in the fall. And then the spring, we'll see where that gets us. Remember, we said it's a slow kill process?
Oh, yeah.
We're definitely in the program though.
And then I haven't.
Will we get an update on that?
Pardon?
Will we have an update so we know what they're going to do?
I'm sure.
I can even reach out to Amanda and get an update too, and just update everybody. Anything else for call to board tonight? Hearing none, next item would be general public comment. Step up to the podium.
I just wanted to remind everybody about the planning commission meeting next week, a week from tonight, Wednesday, September 18th at 7 p.m. It looks like there is a discussion of Public Act 233 on the agenda, which is the renewable energy policies. And I know from different groups that I'm involved in that there's quite a bit of controversy and discussion going on about what townships need to do to prepare for that and, what's going to happen. But the state doesn't seem to be involved? Do we want the state to make all decisions, or do we want to be a first stop in the planning of the siting of the industrial solar and wind? So it's gonna be interesting times. I know one piece of advice was get your lawyers ready. So, all right, thank you.
I sent 2 emails concerning the truck traffic and car speeds on a section of M19, and I've got 0 response. So I'm wondering what's happening, if anything.
On M19? On M19?
M19 from Richmond city limits to Big Hand Road and back again. I sent them to you.
That's a state highway. I can reach out to contacts at MDOT to find out.
It needs to be reached out to somebody.
Okay.
You know, that the noise alone, you can't open a window in these nice evenings because the traffic, the truck traffic especially, is terrible. And that's at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, I've got a neighbor that's trying to sleep before she goes to work. Going out to get your mail is life-threatening. Something needs to be done. And I know we addressed this once before with Mrs. Grinia, and we got a crappy response from the state that they were going to raise the speed limit rather than lower it. But it needs to be lower, especially that section. It's residential. I'm paying residential taxes. I want a residential speed limit.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can reach out to the state. I hope they don't raise it, but because if they do a speed study, that could possibly be what they do, but I don't want to do that. But I'd be happy to reach out and express some concern. I won't request a study, but ask them to come out and.
You can tell them if they raise it, they'll be the first ones I sue if there's any damage to my property or to me. You know, that those trucks come right up behind you, you're trying to turn in your driveway, and they're right on your tail. They don't want to slow down. And going back into town, they're downshifting. Engine braking, somebody calls it. You ever drove a truck, it's downshifting. The noise is awful.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Any other general public comment tonight?
I just have a shout out to the recently retired police guy who, during the short time here, did a bang up job. Getting this place a little bit better shape than it was when he took over. He did a good job, cleaned the barn. Anybody who's ever been in the barn before looks 100% better. Trim trees, mulch, poured concrete. It's a senior center, which turned out good. He just did a good job, and he will be very good this year.
Has that position been filled in?
We don't know any of us, guys,
Yeah.
really move along.
Yeah.
It's 10, isn't it?
Good. Pretty excited, he's picking it up, running with it as much as he can.
There is plans to fill it.
Yes. Didn't make it very clear, he's not going to get permit for that, so. Thank you. Okay, any more general public comments tonight before we adjourn? Or anything else? Okay. Then next order would be motion